You're probably doing gua sha completely wrong, and it's not your fault. So these are the 20 tiny mistakes that you're likely making when it comes to gua sha. We're going to talk about how to fix them so that you are getting that lifting effect that you want. Hello, gorgeous girl. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Tracy. I'm 50 years old and I am such a lover of skincare, all things beauty, fashion, lifestyle. And gua sha is definitely one of the top on my list. This was something relatively new to me, and now it's something that I actually look forward to, and I really see the results. So I do have a video which you can watch after this one where I walk you through my exact gua sha routine, and so many of you love this, and I know that likely some of you are making some mistakes, and I don't want that for you. I want you to be getting the best results possible. So let's dive into those mistakes and fix them. The first mistake that I see so many people making is thinking that it actually just doesn't work, or that it's a fad, or it's some like viral TikTok trend. Here's why this is a huge mistake. If you believe that it's a trend, and if you believe that it's not gonna work, well then guess what? It's not gonna work for you. Not only does this apply to gua sha, but this pretty much applies to everything in life. But if you don't do it consistently, and consistency is really key when it comes to gua sha, you're just not gonna see the results that you want. It absolutely does work. Think about it. Our face is full of muscles, and as we get older, our muscles get tighter. I don't know if you're anything like me, I find that like my jaw was holding so much tension and tension around my mouth. So using the gua sha the right way helps to release those muscles so that they're not pulling your face down, but then you get more of that lifting and opening effect, which we all want, right? The second huge mistake that you might be making when it comes to gua sha is just going at it too hard. This is not a deep tissue massage. I am that girl when I get a massage, when they're like, how deep do you want the pressure? I'm like, how deep can you go? Like, I need a very strong massage. But gua sha, my friends, no, no, no. Feather light strokes. We want light strokes. You shouldn't be bruising. Sometimes some redness is normal, especially if you're a fair person like me. I always get red on my forehead. It's just blood flow, but you certainly should not have any bruising on your face. It should not hurt either. So don't go too hard. Just be gentle with your gorgeous, gorgeous face. The next mistake that I see people making when it comes to gua sha is holding your tool at the wrong angle. It should not be straight up and down. Now, granted, on your chin and when you're going down your neck, that you kind of feel it holding onto your body and it does sort of rotate. But on your face, it should be at about a 15-degree angle. It's almost flat. So especially like around your eyes that are so delicate, on your forehead, you want the tool to be almost flat so that you're not like scraping your face, because we don't want that. This one is a huge mistake. I'm gonna keep it really short, really sweet. Do not perform gua sha on dry skin. Ever. Never, never do that. Like seriously, it's like the worst thing that you can do. You must use oil on your face. You need to have that slip. You need to have it just sort of glide. Otherwise, you're actually doing more harm than good. You're pulling on your skin. You might be creating more wrinkles. So we do not want that. You need the oil. No matter what kind of skin tone you have or what kind of skin you have, there is an oil for you. You might have to test around and try, but you can also do it with skincare if you want to be using your serums and use the gua sha. I've seen people do that as well. I personally like using an oil that I would wash my face with. I can leave it here on the screen for you. This is not sponsored, but it's just an oil that I've been using for years to clean my face, and I use it when I'm gua shaing. So first, I wash my face. That's also a key thing. Clean skin. Then I put on extra of that oil, and then I do my gua sha. But do not do it on dry skin, ever, ever, ever. Never. The reason why I created that sort of follow along video is that I know if you're anything like me, it's like you're not supposed to really know instinctively how to do this. So a big mistake that people make is doing it in the wrong direction. Everything should be going sort of up and out, up and out. So you never want to be dragging it in towards the center of your face. You never want to be pulling down on your face either. Every single stroke that you're doing, it's about creating that lift in your face. So make sure nothing is going down. Another huge gua sha mistake is skipping your neck. Think of the neck as like your drainage highway, right? With gua sha, you're getting some lymphatic drainage, right? And that's why you're moving also. Not only are you stretching the facial muscles and toning them, for lack of a better word, but you're also getting some of that lymph fluid to move. And it has to have a place to go. If you're not doing the neck, you're really setting yourself up to not get the best results. Basically, you want all the drainage to go through the neck. So it's really, really important. If you've been practicing gua sha, you know what I'm talking about. You sort of feel fluid moving in your face. It's kind of wild. And I'm not even a girl that gets like a puffy face overall, but I have to say it's weird. Like I'll notice around my sinuses, I will feel movement as I'm doing it. And another hot thing with the neck is making sure that you are priming it. So on that video, I show you exactly where to pump so that you are really priming your body, priming your face for that lymphatic drainage. Another huge mistake, and really like the cherry on the cake here, in my opinion, that you might be making when it comes to gua sha is ignoring jaw tension. This was really why I started picking up my gua sha tool. I had a tool in my house for probably like a decade. I am not exaggerating at all, and I just never used it. I think it was sent to me like 10 years ago, and I just had it in a drawer. I started noticing that I was holding so much tension around my mouth and around my jaw. And one day as I was like going in my drawer, I was like, wait, I should start using gua sha. And it's such a game changer when it comes to tension. Like I said earlier, when we hold tension in our mouth and in our jaw, the complete shape of your face can change. That's why some people get Botox in their jaw, because if you're constantly clenching your jaw all day, those muscles are overworking, and then you can kind of just get like a bigger, wider face. So gua sha can really reshape your whole face, give you that more snatched jaw, and just keep you looking gorgini for years and years and years. Another big mistake, and I actually made this mistake when I first started, was just not prepping the skin first. You must do gua sha on clean skin. So the mistake, and I'm gonna just totally calm myself out. When I first started doing it, I would put the oil all over my face and then I would gua sha. And then I noticed that I was starting to get some pimples, and I was like, hold the phone, what's changed? The only thing I had changed is I wasn't actually rinsing the face wash off of my face before then putting on the oil to gua sha. You can't skip that step. So you must have clean skin, and I would recommend using warm water to just kind of, get a little bit of blood flow going in your face. And then with clean, dry skin, then you're applying your oil so that you're prepped and ready to go. Another mistake is using the wrong oil. Everyone's skin is different, and we want to use oils that are going to work with your skin type. So I would avoid coconut oil, or I would avoid mineral oil. It's just too thick. Or castor oil. I wouldn't use castor oil either because it's just too thick. Now, of course, you could do something that has a blend of castor oil with other essential oils, and that's going to thin it out a little bit. So for me, I like using a cleansing oil that I use on my face all the time anyway. Or you can also, like I said earlier, use some of your serums as long as they have that kind of oil-like consistency, or that you're gonna get that slip, even if it isn't an oil-based. It's really important that you have that slip so that you're not dragging. It's slip, not drag. Slip, not drag. Slip, not drag. Slip, not drag. Guys, another mistake is you gotta clean the tool. Clean your gua sha every single time after you use it. And what do you clean it with? Well, that's so easy, whatever you're washing your face with. So I use my cleansing gel or cleansing lotion, whatever I'm using on my face. I don't use the oil. I really use like a gel or a cream cleanser on the gua sha itself. Take my hands, just make sure that it is clean every single time after you use it, and that it's nice and dry, and that you're storing it in a nice, safe place. Now, this is a biggie. Doing gua sha just once in a blue moon. Think of gua sha like working out. You must do it consistently. Now, people ask me this a lot. Do I need to do it every day? No. In fact, I would suggest not doing it every day. I think every other day or even every third day is fine. Personally, I like doing it, generally speaking, every other day. And I feel, and not only do I feel the difference, I see the difference when I'm consistent with it. It's just like working out. You got to do it consistently to see those lasting results. Another mistake is just overdoing it, doing it too frequently, doing it too hard. Again, this is your skin, this is your face that we're talking about. So be gentle, my little baby boo. This is a life tip and also a gua sha tip, which is a big mistake I see people doing is just forgetting to breathe. This is supposed to be you time. This is supposed to be pleasurable and enjoyable. So it's really, really important while you're doing the gua sha that you are breathing, that it's an enjoyable process. Maybe light a candle, maybe play some music, like do whatever you need to do, but make sure that you are breathing, because if you have a tight face, you are gonna have those scrunched up muscles and it's not gonna be as enjoyable as when you're breathing and relaxing into it. Now, this is such an innocent mistake, but it really does bear repeating. Every edge on your gua sha tool, and I know all of us use different tools, they are there for a reason. So people often will ask me, like, what's the best tool? I don't know. I just have the one that I have and I really like it. But when you start doing it regularly, like you should, you will start noticing which edges feel the best. Like for me, it's that sort of carved out edge that feels great for doing around my jawline because it kind of cups it, right? Same with when I'm doing like my cheekbone, but then I like using that carved edge sort of just like one side of it around my eyes. I always use the flat bit on my forehead. You're all different, right? So some have some with like a graded edge where you can kind of like, you know, really get in those 11 lines. But again, use the tool that you have, play with it, go gentle, but each edge and curve on it is there for a reason. I don't know why you would want to do this, but I understand why you might make this mistake, which is neglecting your under eyes. Obviously, under our eyes are very delicate, but you can see such a difference in your face and in your eyes if you are doing the under eye area. Feather light strokes, but I noticed that like I was before getting like kind of fluid in this eye, and I would sometimes wake up and I would have like puffy under eyes. And since doing gua sha consistently, I don't have that, and it really just kind of gets, again, that fluid moving the way it should be so that you don't have those puffy eyes, those sort of baggy eyes. None of us want that. Again, this is a life tip, but also a gua sha tip. Don't neglect your hydration. As I'm saying this, I am so thirsty right now. I will drink, it's right there. But here's the thing, you are giving your body a real release, right? You are moving fluid in your body. You are flushing your lymph system, and that is basically our body's just natural detoxification process. So the more water you drink, the more you're gonna be flushing your body out. So just make sure that you're really hydrating before, during, and after, and also in life too. How you store your gua sha tool matters. So this is a big mistake by just kind of throwing it in a drawer and not taking good care of it. I use a little clean microfiber cloth, and it's kind of like my little gua sha blanket. I just put it in there after it's clean, it's dry. I put her in the little towel, wrap her up carefully, and put her in the drawer. Now, some of you have asked me about this, like, can I keep it in the fridge or even the freezer? Yes, depending on your tool, especially a metal tool, absolutely. But I don't do that. I just kind of keep mine in my bathroom. It's wrapped up, it's nice and safe and secure. If you are the kind of person where you want to do almost more like an ice roller kind of thing and you tend to get a lot of fluid in your face or get a puffier face, having a metal tool or a tool that you are like putting in the freezer or keeping in the fridge, keeping it cool, that might benefit and take your results to the next level. I really feel like this has turned into like life tips and gua sha mistakes. So comparing your face to others is a huge mistake. All of us are different. All of us are holding tension in our face in different ways. And I know on social media, there's tons of these videos with girls showing like their before and after, and they are completely changing their face. And I'm not saying that I don't believe that that's true, because I really do notice such a difference when I'm consistent with my gua sha. But again, your face is your face and your results are your results. So the results do come and they do happen, again, with that consistency. You know, think about like your eyebrows. Like, I know when I do the points around my eyebrows, I hold so much tension in there and it feels so good. And then when I do those smoothing, lifting motions, it's like my eye goes from here to like just open and wide and bright. So again, your face is your face and the results that you get are going to be yours. But again, just stick with it because it does work. This is something that maybe you haven't thought of before, but kind of like in the same vein as I was saying, make this a pleasurable experience. There is an emotional connection to gua sha. So when I'm doing my gua sha, if I'm noticing a lot of tension, for instance, in my jaw or even in my neck, and oh my gosh, if you were not doing the tool on the back of your neck, are you even alive? It just feels so good. But it's a great opportunity for you to really look at yourself and have that connection with yourself. This is something only you can give to yourself, and just say like, what's going on? What's happening? Why am I holding this much tension? What's stressing me out? What's bothering me? Probably a lot, right? Life can be crazy, right? And there's just a lot going on in the world. But it's a great moment for you to just reconnect with yourself. And again, I'm saying this and it might feel like I'm repeating myself, but I'm reminding you that this is your time. And gua sha is it's sacred. It's a loving self-care, self-love act. And I always think of my skincare as self-love. So just a little friendly reminder for you. And the final big mistake that I see women making is just rushing through it. And I totally understand why you'd want to do this, because quite honestly, especially if you're doing it at night, you just want to go to bed, right? But really, you know, if I go through my entire routine, it takes me 5 to 7 minutes. It does not take that long. And truly, once you get used to it and the routine, it becomes something that I actually look forward to. It's just a part of my life. Now, remember, I did a whole follow along, do with me routine, so you can check out this video next. But make sure that you are not making any of these mistakes. And if you are, here's an opportunity now for you to change them. So if you want to keep hanging with me here on YouTube and you want to do that follow along routine, check out this video next and I will see you there.